Welcome to What's in the DVD Box podcast. The only podcast asking what is in fact in the DVD box. Introducing your hosts, Jonathan Lind and David Winkler. Now, welcome to the pod. Welcome back to What's in the DVD Box podcast. David, what's in the DVD box this week?
It's the movie Deja Vu, starring Denzel Washington.
Do you feel like you've seen this movie before?
Oddly enough, no, because I remembered nothing about it. So
I definitely hadn't. Okay, so how then did it get in the DVD box?
I'm confident I know how it got in the DVD box, and it's because the cover of this DVD is holographic, and I know it just caught my eye in a way. I said, all right, good enough for me. And I was like, Denzel Washington? Sure, grabbed it.
Men want one thing, and it's disgusting. It's just shiny stuff.
We haven't even gotten to the fact that there's many DVDs in this that were chosen strictly off of the box that they were in. Which
I guess goes to show you, like, putting in the effort for a good DVD box back in the day goes a long way.
It went a long way. I rebought DVDs that had cool boxes and then threw the not cool box one away.
Yeah, there's a few DVDs where they came out with like the metal case. I think there was a Saving Private Ryan that was like the tin, case. And there was like those, like, I don't have that DVD. I don't particularly think I need that DVD, but oh man, that case looks sweet. I should probably get that.
I bought Reservoir Dogs, not knowing anything about Reservoir Dogs because it was in a gasoline tin. Yeah, it's like a gasoline thing, and then you open it up in the DVDs in a pack of matches.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. The Apocalypse Now one is like a file, like a redacted file deal. I'm trying to think of the other ones I have.
The ceiling is so much higher than just a plastic case that holds a DVD.
Yep.
Wow.
And these were not even Blu-rays. And probably, at the time, I was not thinking about how much these cost either. Just height of irresponsibility. I mean, clearly sure. I was going to Walmart and buying a DVD every time. So I was like...
Doesn't matter what it is.
I'm pretty sure I bought one for like $20 and then bought the better looking one months later and then threw the other one away. Yeah.
You could have made some of that $20 back on eBay today.
I mean, yeah. But
sounds super worth it.
Instead, we're stuck here watching a movie like this. So, like, you've never seen this.
Correct.
I honestly didn't remember this at all. So, what was your first thoughts on the movie?
I think it was a pretty solid movie. It's pretty exciting, especially in the third act. As I was taking notes, I just kind of stopped taking notes in the third act. I don't think the movie is like transcendent or like, oh my gosh, go and see this movie. But this is one of those like, it was a pretty good time. I've seen way worse movies than this, even in this show's short history. I think it was like a solid, like a B+.
I agree, because exactly how you explained it in the third act, kind of like, this is silly until it got to third act, and I'm like, I literally don't know what's going to happen, and I don't think the movie is giving too much tells.
One of the things that I've kind of wrestled with since then is there was the scene with Denzel and Carol, the bad guy, and you're sort of like, okay, where is this heading? Because Carol, the bad guy, is like, this is sort of inevitable. I'm a man of destiny. It's always going to happen this way. Denzel saying no. But there's been some hints where it's like, I thought Denzel was going to get framed.
That's where you're going?
I actually had to pause and my wife was watching it. And it was like, wait, did they say like this? And like, yeah, okay. I thought that's where we were headed in the third act. As we got in the third act, I was like, okay, I don't think that's how this is going to end. The scene, like that scene was like pretty intense. And it was like, oh, okay, there are a lot of options where we could go with this plot. What is going to happen?
We can get into the details, talking through a synopsis, but overall I would say like they did a good job of not giving away their hand in ways that maybe other Denzel Washington movies we've watched on this podcast have.
That, and even like the time travel aspect of it, you end up like painting yourself in a corner. You end up like, well, there's only one thing that can happen, and it's this thing that we've been, talking about the whole time. Like, it kind of ends up being a little cheesy, shallow, I guess. I think they sort of played with that, I think, pretty well.
I feel like, given time travel theory, there's probably some plot holes if you think too much about it. But I think they even like played that off it well, because there's enough hints throughout. I thought it was going this way, and it didn't go that way. And it was better for not doing it. So, all right, well, you want to give a quick synopsis?
Yeah. So you kind of open up, and you're in New Orleans, and you can tell you're in New Orleans because it's when the Saints go marching in.
It's true.
So classic. There's a terror attack on a ferry, and then Denzel's on the scene, and he's trying to figure out what happened. He's very clearly miles ahead of the local PD, which for a Denzel character, accurate. For an ATF agent, not accurate. That's fine. We can just sort of leave that there. I mean, there was some explosives, so like, okay. It sort of progresses where, he gets linked up with some other team of scientists and, other, I think, FBI, and they kind of do some like cool tech where they're able to look 4 days in the past, 4 days and 6 hours in the past. And they've got some HD camera action and, the science-y, hand-wavy. We can just sort of like look at film from 4 days and 6 hours ago. So we're just trying to look around and see what we can find out.
And so what did they go and look at 4 days ago?
They looked at what you think a dude would want to look at. Just going to find some hot chick's house. Oh, she's relevant, so we're going to hang out here as long as we need.
Yeah.
They sort of like make fun of themselves in doing it.
Yeah.
But they still did it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You have that, and then, Denzel's pushing them like, what is this? What is this? What is this? Because he suspects there's something more to it. He sort of is like, hey, we have to do something. We have to intervene 4 days ago. They start intervening. It goes terrible. Mm-hmm. If you're experienced in time travel, intervening is very difficult to do correctly. They don't do it correctly. And so Denzel's like, you know what? Send me. Let's go back in time.
Yeah.
And he hasn't learned anything from the things that he's learned.
Yeah.
And, there's more to it, but he goes back in time. He's got to save the ferry from exploding. He's got to save the girl. He saves the girl. You think he's going to save the ferry, but of course, by intervening, he continues the plot along in this thing still happening. You get to the end. The bomb still explodes. Are we doing spoilers?
I mean, yeah.
It's
20 years.
20 years old. The ferry doesn't explode. So Denzel saves the day. Denzel dies.
Does explode.
Denzel doesn't make it. The girl does make it.
Girl does make it.
She's a great swimmer. Hands tied to a steering wheel, and she's able to get out from under a ferry.
Yeah.
We'll maybe touch on some of that. But Denzel makes it, and she's sad because she had just fallen in love with him there at the end. And then you see Denzel from the start of the movie walking up, same scene. Oh, do we know each other? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Time travel. We did it.
Wow.
You get the happy ending. It is right at the end. So like, there's not really a whole lot of time to like think through and be like, well, does that actually make sense or not? It's like, oh, it's just oh, how about that? It sort of worked out. And like, that's probably the way you have to do it.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't let these things have more screen time.
Nope.
Because it just sort of falls apart from there.
Literally falls apart. So
it literally falls apart. So it's a little bit of time travel. It's a little bit of,
action, explosions, machine guns. Great synopsis of that and there's so many points we could have got derailed. I mean, just starting off from the bat, we experienced this in The Fugitive. I don't know if there's some kind of name that we can associate this, but this is like cool guy, federal agent comes in, makes everyone else look dumb. But he's not as like convincing as he was in Man on Fire. He's cool, and clearly like the script is written for him to be the cool guy, but there was something off about it.
I totally agree. I had the same thought that like man, this makes his performance in Man on Fire look a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, I think you kind of only got one or two of the, like, I'm Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I am cooler than everyone else around, and I am going to solve this problem. You can't stop me.
Yeah.
There's maybe like 2 or 3 scenes where I like kind of got that same thought. Like the one was right at the beginning when he's with the police, and he's like, "Oh, who's in charge here?" And they're like, "Well, we can't figure that out very well." And he's like, "All right, well, here's like 6 things, and let's move this forward like, 6 leaps."
I mean, but
because you guys are so far behind. That one was like, okay, Denzel, got it.
I know what it did it for me. It was him climbing up on a bridge and like being like, "Oh, look, there's some explosion residue on there." Just took me out. Denzel doesn't climb up on the bridge. He gets someone else to go climb up on the bridge for him.
And
that's what took it.
And they tell him what he already knows.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, they need to come confirm what he's already sitting there being like, this is dumb. And then his guy walks up and is like, "Look, found explosion residue on there." And he's like,
"Oh, it's this explosion
I'm in charge
residue
now." Yeah. Okay. And then Val Kilmer comes out of nowhere. A little bit swollen Val Kilmer, a little bit less Iceman from Top Gun. Yeah. But still, I love me some Val Kilmer.
Same. I think his character got a lot better like in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Early on, it was kind of like, "Oh, okay, is he just like a face for a character and that's it?" I thought his character was good. Yeah, again, like everyone was solid. I think everyone sort of matched the same, similar performance. I think definitely what stands out is like, well, that performance for Denzel is like a step down from top tier Denzel, which is interesting because it is the same director as Man on Fire. Also the same director as Top Gun. So like, he's got some repeats. Like he obviously knows how to work with Denzel.
Yeah.
What are the other similarities with Man on Fire? So I got one. Well, I got like 5 or 6. Explosions with huge balls of fire and Denzel Washington in the same frame.
Yeah.
Multiple of that. You have another one that was like, "Oh, okay, we're doing this again." Denzel gets shot just above the heart. Does not affect him whatsoever.
Bullets mean nothing to Tony Scott. Literally nothing. Well, unless the people who need to go away, extras need to go and die and lay around. But main character, they get shot, it means nothing. Like same spot. Yeah. Denzel just has to have scars up here. Just a bullet keeps going in the same scar.
Same spot.
On his left shoulder, and just like could care less. The amount of stuff that man does.
Well, it's
just
like,
with bullet holes in him.
After the primary objective and the secondary objective of the scene is complete, "Oh man, my shoulder is kind of achy. Well, I should probably get this pile of blood checked out. I'll definitely be fine. You don't have to worry about me."
At one point, he's doing planks, sitting there while the girl's pointing a gun at him, just with a bullet hole. Like, homeboy, you got shot. It was like they were driving around. He's like, "Ugh.
My shoulder's kind of sore."
My shoulder's kind of sore.
You have an exit wound.
It's just a full-on shot. The point of the explosions, too, is a lot. Way more than, like, happens in normal life. I understand you're dealing with was he white national? Like, just, just
tell.
General, like, patriotic terrorist.
Well, he said
domestic terrorist.
He said he was patriotic.
So am I just reading the white nationalist?
I don't know. Again, it's like, it's enough of a shell of a character that like you can put your own thing in there. Oh yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And it's like his motivation was like, I just sort of kind of want to kill people.
Cleansing the world of
tyranny by, I don't know. No. So, okay. So you have that, you have Denzel Washington with the Fanning girl.
Yeah.
Hands get cut off in both movies.
True. That's a good point.
Hands get tied to the wheel of a car in both movies.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think you also see Denzel doing like, I want to say like tricks with the Glock in both movies. I don't know. Like,
I mean, that's a good call.
I mean, he's like
that. I definitely highlighted the fact that he did the empty Glock.
Yeah. He in Man on Fire, he's trying to eject a shell and catch it while on a fifth a bottle of Jack,
which is quite the
trick. Or on a fifth of Jack. And then in this movie, he, towards the end, he is trying to play like he's unloaded his gun completely. So he's got the slide lock back, but he drops around in the chamber and pulls the mag out and says like, hey, we're cool. Nothing to see here. You know, kind of being all sneaky. Yeah. He's been taught how to handle a fake Glock.
I mean, he really knows how to handle fake Glocks and some squib rounds. Yeah, the whole green tone to it is like what got me off. You know, a lot less fast cutting. Like, you know, I think it's because it's in America. There's not fast cutting. If we go down to Mexico, like Man on Fire, there's fast cutting. Like, you know, it's just a little bit different flair down there. So I think that's how Tony Scott maybe thinks in his head. We're going to figure him out by the end of this.
We might.
Podcast.
I also think that the other thought I had was this is definitely a peak Jerry Bruckheimer film.
Yeah.
Like it has, you could watch the film and be like, all right, who would have been a producer on this film? It's like, yep, it's Jerry Bruckheimer.
He was right there.
You know, big gasoline, fiery explosions. You have the like craning shots that go slow, fast, slow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Tension the whole time.
I don't know if it's necessarily like amazing filmmaking, but growing up in like a lot of those films and just being used to that style was like, oh yeah, okay. I understand this.
Road to Perdition was probably like the best shot movie that we've watched up until now. Rambo was obviously the best of pretty much everything.
Okay.
Great shots, like really smart framing of everything, like tell a story with the camera, all the different things. This is just kind of like the only thing that you're going to put in the back is some kind of explosion, or it's pretty much it. The action is like what it is. Like that's I don't look at the shooting or the explosions that happen and be like, you made it worse and over the top. Is it definitely possible to do that in movies? Yeah. This didn't do it. It was well done. You got two men at the top of their craft here, making sure that each explosion is well thought out. So we have explosions, but we have time travel or some form of it. How did you take the time travel?
So the first part of it, they're like just kind of scrolling around in the past, trying to look through what happened. I thought pretty quickly, like it's a form of a flashback, and that always I have a hard time coming up with any examples that's not where flashbacks are kind of a lesser way of telling a story versus just telling the story or alluding to those things. I think flashbacks are tough. And I think where this movie,
wow, that's kind of a hot take where you're just dismissing flashbacks.
No, not necessarily. I think flashbacks are fine, but
can
like
be done well.
Telling the story and like you are in a flashback is like, well, okay, it ends up disjointing the movie so much where it just ends up producing something that's not quite as full and satisfying. Now, in this movie, they're kind of, you know, we're sitting and watching on a TV. And they're all sitting in a control room watching on their TV. It like becomes this like, okay, when are they going to get to the, like, it just, the plot isn't actually moving. They're sitting there and they're talking and nothing is actually happening in the movie.
Except the plot is moving with it because it's setting up a whole bunch of things within her. Is she in her underwear the whole time? Which is probably not how most human people live their lives. It's also like they're setting up a whole bunch of like, look for this, or you already actually saw her house
right
after she died. So you're looking between like what was in the house I saw before, what's not here as we're going around and looking. The part that I couldn't get over with it, they have this, I mean, who knows how expensive this thing is. It literally, they're trying to find someone who blew up a ferry. And they're spending all this time, precious time, with this super expensive thing looking at this chick who washed up on the side of the road. It's flimsy at best. And they're just like, you know what we're going to spend this resource on? Just this girl. On top of the fact of like, he like goes to the coroner's office. That scene was silly too. Because like, he's not going to wear gloves and he's going to touch this dead body. Is that what we do? Are we allowed to do that?
Yep.
Like, seemed a little bit not cool.
Not sure the protocols back then.
And then his response after it is, she's a beautiful girl. I was like, what
do we do? Yeah, whoa,
a little bit. Okay, this is
great. This is not the Denzel I know.
Which kind of takes you out from like, who Denzel. I mean, he's too stoic for that kind of thing. There, but whatever flimsy reason they're looking at this girl, now they're watching her. I guess it's, you know, as supposed to be their only lead. Cool. All right. I guess I can buy that. But this is where I do think they use the time well, because they're just setting up all of these like things for you to look at and like kind of misdirections that makes you not know what's going to happen at the end of the movie, right? Because like they're trying to figure out what happens, but you start to realize like maybe they're going to get the idea that they can go and change the past, you know? So it's like, hey, you don't want this terrorist attack to happen. Maybe we can do it. And all I can think of is like, all right, so we're going back and messing with time. Should we have congressional approval for this? You know, like, is this going to stand up in court? Or like the whole thing, is it going to stand up in court? I don't know. Like, how do we find this bad guy? How is he convicted? Can't tell you that. Oh, okay. So the jury's like, well, we don't know. He's just a guy. Maybe I'm thinking a little bit too hard on this. I'm saying I like what's happening, but also I'm like, can't turn my brain off. Which
is why they made, I think, a good choice to say, we thwarted the terrorist attack at the end and the movie's over. Roll credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that was the movie. We don't, like, these don't have to exist any further, which I think also is why it's not like an A+ tier movie is one of those movies where, oh man, oh yeah, okay, this is probably what happened afterwards. And then they would have gone and done this. And then before, it would have been like, I kind of know what was going on before. And like, you can kind of in your mind easily picture time going in both directions, and that this story exists in a real place, and it like continues to exist in a real way. Like I think, you know, Road to Perdition even does a good job of like, okay, you know what happens to his son.
Yeah.
And like, okay, yeah, it didn't work out with his dad, but his son continues on and is actually in a better place because of his dad. Yeah. Because of his dad's sacrifices.
That's not happening.
Which is a wild, you know.
Yeah. That's not happening in this movie.
No.
You're like, there are so many problems that come after whatever just happened in this movie, but
they just
you did trick me about what was going to happen. So bravo to you people. You had me on the edge of my seat legitimately, but we are doing a podcast reviewing the movie. So this could be really bad and we're going to have to cut all this out. But I was like, we're not doing multiverse here. We're just doing the whole timeline ends kind of deal. Like, we're conditioned to multiverse. So it's like, there's a multiverse where Denzel continues on this way, and then there's the branch that comes off with whatever actions happen as soon as they send that note back, right? And they just like kind of merge them around together, and you're just like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But curious on what you thought about it.
You know, like the whole like multiverse or multiple universes thing, that didn't really come in vogue until, I don't know, 2015.
Oh, Marvel was doing it since forever. It's like keep bringing people back.
Well, but since forever, 2015 is more than 10 years ago.
No, they had comics in like the 80s that were doing multiverse stuff because they can't kill superheroes.
Yeah, well, okay. We're talking about movie films in the zeitgeist is what I was like.
Okay.
A lot of the time travel movies, a lot of the like timeline stuff. Okay, so like Butterfly Effect, Minority Report are the two movies that come to mind. I've never seen Butterfly Effect. You have Back to the Future. Minority Report, I think, is another one in the same vein of like, there's only one universe, and if you're going to alter it and do these things and like look forward to see what's going to happen, like it's not a different universe, it's the same timeline. But then it's like, what of that is, you know, mutable? What about that is changeable? I think the multiverse thing is like that theory is harder to come away unscathed for plot holes. So if we just say, oh, multiverse, there's just multiple universes, it's like you don't have to clean up any of the loose threads. You just let them go off into whatever.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't care. I appreciated this because, like, I think especially with like Avengers Endgame was just like, oh, gag me with a spoon on the amount of exposition that we have to do to get to where we're trying to go.
That's fair.
This one, they at least made the effort of like, they did a really good job merging these timelines. Like from the beginning, you see some interesting stuff that, you know, like, oh, that's weird that her fridge says you can save her. And Denzel's like,
and there's bloody rags everywhere.
There's bloody rags everywhere. You think, okay, you're following with Denzel, but the "you can save her" thing is like wait, that's a message for Denzel.
Yeah.
For no one else.
But that's like the plot hole is like he put the "you can save her." She's already dead though. He's in the house the second time after his bloody rags and the "you can save her" are in the house and she's dead. So like what the plot hole is like what changed?
She's not dead. He had saved her from the explosion.
The first time he walked into her house after she died, after coming from the coroner where she's dead, he goes into the house, "You can save her," bloody rag. So like at some point that gets in there. So it's clearly him who's doing his voicemail's on there, which actually that is what changes because he's not there to call back.
Yeah. So
this is going to be bad content, but I'm genuinely confused about.
But what I'm saying is, I think they made a genuine effort to, hey, these are two timelines that have been merged together.
Okay.
And it's one timeline, and you're seeing the first timeline go through after the second time has come through and altered what's happened.
Was it they needed both of them to die in each of the timelines so they could come and meet together, one from each timeline together?
Well, when you start saying they needed both of them to die, clearly the
timekeepers were doing this.
Are we talking like the Adjustment Bureau?
Yeah,
that's
pretty much.
One?
That's a great, I don't know, but like
I hear where you're going with this. Is like, hey, multiverse is a little bit cleaner because then you can actually branch these things and explore that. I thought this was nice to go back to a time where it's like, we're actually going to just try and put these together. And I think they did a decent job. Like it's not, I mean, it's a mainstream action
you know what's
flick.
Clean about Back to the Future is like you go back, you change something, you go forward, it's different, right? It's just like, now it's different. And the old one, I guess it's just like annihilated, right? Like it doesn't exist. You're just on a linear scale here, And that's kind of what's happening. But the weird thing is like, I don't know if the fact that you got to view it before is what changes it in the future, but it was only viewed before that way because you went and changed it
And this is why it's generally ill-advised to do time travel in movies.
That's a good point.
Like it's kind of not a great idea.
But
there's some movies that have done a much better job than others.
Okay, so then what about this movie, this time travel didn't take you out of it so much?
It wasn't it was the third act where it was like, we got no other options. Denzel's just like, let's send me back. This is a great idea.
We'll send him back. But then the like idea of the time travel goggle thing where they can go in like you can see for like with the backpack
and the goggles.
And he's ghost busting, yeah, with the goggles. That part was actually pretty cool. Like he's driving and he's like got one eye in the past and one eye in the future. That part was legitimately cool. So like that little trick.
And like I think all of that was cool and interesting. And to me, the time travel really didn't come into place until the end when Denzel actually goes back. So like it's actually a smaller portion of the plot to me, though it like the ending flows through it. It's not a, oh, hey, we're time cops. We're going back to the future in like act one. It's like towards the end. So I think there just wasn't enough screen time for it to come to major issues. Just be like, oh, I'm done with this.
So it needs to be a TV show. That's usually my answer to everything. Hey, there wasn't enough time for character building or proper exposition of these things. Make it a TV show.
And nothing gets me uninterested to watch something. It was like, oh, let's take this thing that was fine in 2 hours and make it, 6 or 8. It's like, oh my gosh, no, I'm going to scoop my eyes out with a spoon. I can't do that. No, please no.
No. Yeah. But if you could make it better and then make it 12 hours worth of TV would be, I don't know.
No, miss me with that one.
Yeah, probably.
And my argument is like less time travel is better.
Yeah.
Less explanation is better. More explanation is worse.
But I do have questions.
Well, okay.
No. Go.
I mean, I think a better like time travel movie is something like Looper.
Yeah. I could buy that one.
That one was I think a well done. And one of the things they did was like you're just sticking in this same frame of reference for time.
Yeah.
And you're just seeing these things happen, and you're like sort of piecing it together, and you're going along with it. Similarly, although it's not time travel, but like Minority Report is a movie that, with more of the focus on like the video and the watching the screen thing. To me, I was just like, man, I'd rewatch Minority Report twice.
Oh yeah.
Before I watched this one the first time.
This was like trying to capture on the Minority Report thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think they did it as good.
No.
But it was just like, what would Minority Report be like if Tony Scott directed it? He would have Denzel and have lots of explosions. So I guess it
delivered on what we should have expected.
Yeah. So all right, you hit your target demographic, and we keep going. Why? Every time you saw a helicopter, it was like flying 10 feet above the water, just like around it with a whole bunch of boats.
Two helicopters.
About
About 16 boats, all right in front of a dock.
It would be impossible to see anything.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, just get some helicopters in frame and.
We need about 3 more boats.
Yeah,
and another helicopter.
Yeah, I was just reviewing the footage, and we need a lot more going on in this scene. But they're just like kind of looking for stuff at the bottom of. Well, fly some helicopters down there and use those to look at the bottom of the
helicopters. Surely will wash it up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What'd you think about the bad guy here? How's he rate on the villain tier list here?
I think similar to the film, it's like I kind of put it B tier.
B tier villain.
B tier villain. He's competent. He's sharp.
Yeah. Intense.
He's very intense. I don't quite understand why he's focusing his intensity in this particular direction. He didn't convince me of that.
Yeah.
So I can't give you above a B. It might be a B- for that. I guess, okay, would you rather a competent villain with like, what is he even trying to get out of this? Or, less competent, less well-performed villain that's like, I could get behind, I understand why he's doing the thing.
Yeah, I mean, for what the movie is, it didn't need a crazy backstory on this. Like, it would have been worse if they tried to like, he's
got some nuanced opinions on things.
Well, I mean, just like tying it back to some like other larger thing, like, I don't know. They were just asking the terrorist, like domestic terrorist thing to carry a lot of its weight. Just like in Rambo, where they're just like, hey, here's this Cambodian general looking guy. He's just going to be doing some heinous stuff.
He's a bad guy.
And everyone knows that the loner white dude, probably white supremacist guy, is like going to go blow some stuff up. Like, they're just playing off a stereotype.
Caricature.
But then the intensity of Jim Caviezel in it does sell it. Like, I guess if you just have a convincing, like, domestic terrorist looking dude, I guess you're like, that's fine. I can put that away in my brain to be like, he's trying to give you some explanation, but it really doesn't matter what he's talking about. You just need to know he's going to do it, and how are we going to stop him from doing it now that we know that might be on the table. So,
which I think you're totally right on that. If you're going to have a character, it matters more that the character is the actor is convinced of the character himself or herself, like, and then plays it in a way that's like you just like that character exists and has to exist. More than like a perfectly written character can still be flubbed. So I think that's how a B tier, and I think that kind of goes along with everyone else in the film. It's like kind of everyone is about B territory, like.
Well, which interesting enough, like going Rotten Tomatoes, 56% from the critics, which kind of makes sense. Like it's going to hit for some and not hit for some other people, right? Then 73% audience score, which I want to say, like, nowadays the way people rate movies, like, it's just kind of all or nothing. So you find bigger gaps, than this, but I'm kind of giving like back in the day. I think people like this, but at least my quick perusing of Deja Vu reviews on YouTube, people are like, "This is my favorite movie," which I don't get. But they're like, underrated movie, which I mean, I guess like just the way you described it, of like it was a good watch. Like you didn't make you mad,
no,
for many reasons.
I think so. I think this is a movie where if you went out to the movies and, had a big gulp and a huge thing of popcorn and you see it on the big screen, it's like, wow, I think I got my money's worth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I probably feel the same way. Like, I don't need to watch it again, but like that was entertaining 2 hours. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Because
you legitimately didn't know. It's like the movies you can see a mile away on what it's going to happen is inherently less fun. Mm-hmm. So if they've done a good job, like setting you up to be like, I don't know how this is going to end, like, good job. Like, good job on them. That's what makes it like legitimately like an entertaining watch, you know?
Yeah, despite all the like plot holes and like it probably would be a good, hey, get together, watch a fun action movie.
If everyone hadn't watched it.
And then like, if you're hanging out for another 2 hours, like, just clown on time travel in movies.
Yeah.
For a good time. And yeah, it's one of those, you are not going to be let down and you're not going to want to go see it a second time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's compared to so many movies I've seen recently, like on Netflix or Amazon Video, it's like those movies are like the opposite, where they tell you the whole time what's going to happen. They tell you out loud what is going to happen, and they repeat it multiple times, and it happens. And it's like, not only did I not want to watch this, I regret watching it, and I'm kind of mad.
Yeah,
this is not that.
I mean, you can do action that is predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen, and then it's like, okay, what did I just watch? You want some like nuance to it to really do a better job of keeping you excited on it. But the nagging question to me, though, is why did he kiss her at the end? Is this just movies doing movie things? Because I was so like, I didn't buy it 1 second that like that's what Denzel would do, or that's what any human person would do. Like, he didn't know the girl; he just watched her and found her
about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, and even the way he like first like someone asked him if he knew her, and he's like, "Yeah, we held hands once." Which is her stubby little hand that got
she's dead,
cut off.
By the way,
she's dead.
He omitted that detail.
That's a weird way of talking about it. And then he just kisses her at the end. And then when they meet, both of them meet, and like she knows that he's like time traveled, and he doesn't know her. They're like, all right, well, let's go get you in a car, and then they just leave
Drive
the
off
crime scene, like. I thought you were this competent ATF agent, and then now you got this girl here, and you're just like, let's go somewhere else to talk about this. Like, there's not other questions about alcohol, tobacco, or firearms relating to this scene.
No,
it's just like, there's just this connection that
transcends time travel.
Is he like 20 years older than this chick, too, in the movie? 15?
Nah.
Good 14.
David, love transcends a lot of things, and love also transcends time travel. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
It was.
I literally don't understand. That's
Denzel pulled a little sneaky, got a little kiss. Boom.
Yeah.
That's love, baby.
It is love, baby.
That is love.
It is love,
Which is why she's like, I got to go run and jump. Be a long jumper and get on this ferry, because that is what I've been told to do.
Yes, yeah, and that's exactly what she thought. Also, she was thinking, and how we even got into this situation. Somehow, she was going to go on a date with the domestic terrorist guy, and that's how we figured out this whole thing was happening?
She was gonna go. No, she was out, and she was selling her car.
Oh,
yeah. So that was like the one.
Oh, she was going to go on a date with her. I thought she said she was going to go. Maybe someone thought that she was going on a date.
She was busy. It was like it was going to happen on a Tuesday or something. Fat Tuesday, and she was busy Monday night, and that's when he needed the car because I think she was going out on a date. Yeah.
Okay. So he wasn't. I just kind of like the way that I did it. I was like, this girl makes poor choices. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. You maybe have like 1 point less of evidence, but I mean,
that would be a big difference between.
She did sprint onto the ferry that was like, she knows that there's a bomb on there.
I also thought it was funny how he was like,
what is she gonna do?
When they're at the house and he's like, you notice that she died in that dress, and he's like, you need to change. Let me tell you a super specific dress. You just met me a little bit ago. Let me tell you a super specific dress that you have that you should go put on, and I'm gonna expect everything to work out good after I say that statement.
Yeah. Again, but in some ways, I can argue that like that's part of the movie, like keeping you on your toes, because a legitimate outcome to me in that scene is like she just shoots him on the scene because she's like, you're a creep. This is insane. I don't trust you. I'm going to defend myself. Get out of my house or you're going to die. He dies. And then like.
But then that's different. The whole question I thought was like whether or not this timeline is going to end up the same way it did before, and there's an inevitability about it because we already watched it happen.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought was going to happen the whole time.
There's a time traveler in the timeline, and like that time traveler always dies, and Denzel comes and like Denzel is just on this loop. She dies, time traveler Denzel dies. Like it's just a loop that always just happens. So that was a question I was at. But I was like,
I did think again. Another point in the like, hey, you kind of keep them guessing at the end. The car goes off the ferry and it's like, oh, we're saved. And then it's like, oh no, the car's under the ferry.
Oh yeah,
and it was like, oh my gosh, it is this thing is inevitable.
Yeah.
And now, like that was part of it. Like I still thought like, okay, and that's how they're gonna pin Denzel on this because his fingerprints are all over her house now.
Oh, okay. They made a big comment about how bad he is at crime scenes.
And it was like, man, this guy's so incompetent that he's just like rushing in, making things kind of worse. And it's like the same outcome.
Yeah.
Same outcome or worse.
She dies.
Outcome. She dies. He dies in time travel. And, the ferry still gets blown up. And then like.
He's still framed for it later.
He's still framed like even worse. Which, if this was a tragedy, like that's the route to go. Of like, hey, kids, don't time travel.
Always ends the same.
You're just going to make it worse.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Which there's a lot of shorts that are pretty funny. There's one I saw recently actually.
With the button?
No, there's one where they're like, I'm time traveling to kill Hitler.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's like, the like Austrian painter. And they're like, no, the guy who like, killed 6 million Jews. And it's like, that guy's just a painter. What are you talking about? And it's like someone else had already time traveled and he gets like one chance to go back.
Yeah.
And it was like, you like.
No, he comes back in time to kill. No, it was a different guy. It was like he's coming back to kill like, some other random dude. And they're like, yeah, that guy killed like 40 Jews. And they're like, that's terrible. They're like, well, there's another guy who comes after him and kills a lot more. And they're like,
who is that?
What? So like him, and then he realized like, wait, so me coming back creates this one where way more die? That's way worse. Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
You're going to make it worse. So,
which I think it would probably be too sad to like have to execute that in a feature film. Like that would be a
short is a good way to do it.
Yeah. It's like hey, time travel's bad. Be careful. But like I kept thinking of stuff like that in this movie. It's like, okay, you put the note in and you get your partner killed. And then your next reaction is like, I don't know, send me.
Yeah.
I'll make it better. And then what do? You just like, I'm getting this ambulance that I know crashed and burned in the guy's house. Just going to send it. I'll figure it out.
It was
he gets shot. And it's like, so my theory is, okay, on this movie, there's no dad fights, but we've got some big dad energy from time traveler Denzel.
Well, you think he's going to be a dad, then he kisses her.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's minus 1 point to the whole
huge dad energy.
I've seen this ambulance crashed in the house that's all burnt up and exploded.
He's going to do it.
Yeah, let me get an ambulance and just smash in there and save her. I got it. Like, that's...
Yeah, it's like he goes to steal a car and he just happens to steal the ambulance with the cop there. Like, yeah, as soon as he did that, I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, you just like... The best way to change it is to get as close to this as possible. So let me just drag the girl along to the ferry when I should just send her to another state right now. I'm going to bring her here.
Yeah, the most dangerous place you can be. Neither of them are experienced time travelers. That's clear.
I mean, it really is
the most dangerous place you can be is next to a time traveler.
Which is why you probably should have some government agency that doesn't just allow you to steal Hummers with time traveling goggles and just drive them around
and make you think that this is just fine to do.
Yeah, and just is Tony Scott and Michael Bay like the same person too? Because it's like, let's just drive down the street and we're just gonna turn real fast, and then a car is going to just go flying over the median.
Yes,
like so fast, and it's like, what happened to that person? Literally doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, send an ambulance to the interstate bridge. All right, we're gonna do this at least two more times.
Yeah,
like multiple cars crash.
Just
we're fine. Just keep going.
Head on from a semi, that doesn't stop you. But like,
which again is a hilarious moment because my wife, he's sitting there in the middle of the intersection. My wife says, "Oh, he's gonna get hit by a semi." And just kablooey, and it's like, oh well, yeah. What else is there to do if you're just gonna sit in an intersection but get smashed?
The funniest car scene of the movie, though, for me was when they're trying to like drive off the ferry to get it off, and they're like they're clearly stopped against some cars, and they're just like slowly moving forward. And then the next scene is it flying like 30 feet in the air. You're like, there was a catapult on this ferry, and it just launched it up and over.
Yeah, we're gonna like punch it. We're gonna hit the first round of cars. Oh, we
lost our momentum.
Looks like we've lost all of our momentum. It's fine. Those cars explode. We keep going because those cars are out of the picture now. And that happens 2 more times, and somehow they still have the full speed to hit.
I'm pretty sure it was going about 5 miles an hour, and then the next scene is 30 feet in the air flying around.
Which, if you've seen an action movie from the 2000s era, you've seen this scene.
Yeah.
You have seen this scene where
you saw it literally earlier in the movie where a car hits the Hummer and just goes like flying that high. And they're like, I feel like Tony Scott's like, I like that height on it. Let's just keep cars flying about that high. Or they had some kind of like literally catapult that launched them that high. And they're like, how high is it go? It's like 15 feet in the air.
Can we make it 25?
Yeah, we probably could make 25. It's going to cost a little bit more, but
right, make it 30.
Okay, we'll make it 30. And we're just going to use this same catapult on every car that we see in here.
Oh yeah, we want them all to go 30 feet.
Okay, that's cool. You think people are going to pick up on that?
No,
they're going to love it.
They're going to love this.
They're going to love this whole
because
thing.
It's still smaller than the 60-foot fireball that comes off the ferry like 3 times in the movie.
Yeah, they just keep doing. Even when it's in the water, it's just like
still a
fireball just coming up.
Because that's the hallmark of a 2000s and probably even 2010s era.
Yeah, just a lot of gasoline.
It's just like
and
big fire.
Probably like C4. Just throw it in there. Yeah, makes.
I mean, look, it is more exciting visually.
It is. I mean, it 100% is more exciting. Look, you're going to give me like a real explosion with like shrapnel and everything coming off, like
pink mist.
Yuck.
No, thank you.
Like you can't coolly walk away from a real life explosion.
No,
it's just not good.
It's not. Yeah, you get shrapnel in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, you would just like get destroyed, but you can with just a whole bunch of gas like getting blown up.
Yeah.
So also, I was wondering why everyone was shooting at the bomb. I mean, the cops didn't know that there was a bomb there, but Denzel and Jim Caviezel knew there was a bomb. Maybe Jim Caviezel didn't care, but he kind of seemed like he wanted to get away, so he's just unloading at the bomb. Seems like a not good idea, but
Hey, shout out to Ford Bronco.
dude, that Bronco, tough.
It makes me want to go get a 90s Ford Bronco.
I mean,
It's like
shit.
that thing can get through a lot.
I mean, the
You
new
think
ones
about it.
aren't. I think flat tire would stop.
Well, yeah. That's most new cars these days.
It is
isn't
most
it?
new cars. Yeah. Oh, there's a firmware update. Now nothing works on it. So,
Don't get me started.
okay.
Don't get me started.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Okay. Anything else on the movie?
I mean, I there's silly things happening, but like you said, chalk it up to early 2000s film. It's what's happening there.
There's a little bit of shenanigans. It sort of adds to the entertainment value.
It does add to the entertainment value. Some great like character actors in here that you recognize from other ones like Adam Goldberg and I don't know, that one guy from Daredevil who plays Foggy or Froggy or whatever his name is. He's just randomly in there.
I do think Bruce Greenwood as the agent in charge. It's like that guy
That checks out.
Checks out. Yep. He's in charge. Okay, for you, what was like if you had to just like watch one scene from the movie? What was like that was a funny scene? Watch that scene. Or
I mean, just that whole scene at the end where they're trying like shooting at the bomb, and then like the Denzel's play with the bullet in the empty gun.
That's a good.
That was a great one. And then you're still questioning what is actually going to happen at that point. Like everything seems to be in play here because you kind of. I kind of just assumed that everyone died. Like that's how they were trying to set it up, but you didn't know what they were going to do at that point. So
you didn't know.
What about you?
I think for me, probably when Denzel comes in and he's like, here's a bunch of leads that we have to follow up on. I got this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And then I think it's the cops. They're all just like, oh yeah, we'll look into it. And Denzel just goes, oh, you'll look into it. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That was, I love that scene. It just like, it's very short. It's probably not one of the best scenes, but it was like, if I would just show you a short from the movie to like try and get you to watch it, it would be that one.
That's fair. There's a lot of great police work happening in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And then it ends in Denzel in a tiny little box in his boxers as he gets time traveled back to the past.
If you could change one thing about the movie, just like one thing, would it be like a line? It would be like it has to be a small thing. You can't change a big thing because we don't do time travel around here.
I would just don't kiss her. Like the whole actually he could kiss her. The whole coroner scene just
yeah, okay.
We could change some things
there
and make it less weird.
For me, man, he has got to say deja vu at the end.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That takes the movie from like a B to like, this might be a cult classic just to get you to that punchline. It's just like,
no, they did.
And then Denzel says out loud, nah, and just turns his head and then they walk off. It's like, no, give me the deja vu. Say the.
Did they say it at all?
No.
Oh, they didn't say it at all.
Which for me is a real missed opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, huge miss.
The Matrix did not miss the opportunity. Yeah. He says deja vu when there's deja vu.
Yeah. They play it out. It was like, it's happening.
I think I would, if Denzel said deja vu at the end, I was like, I would actively go out and tell people, go watch this movie.
Sure.
And I wouldn't tell them that they said that.
Are we okay with the fact that he shined a laser at a TV screen and then it went back in time?
No, we're not. We're not okay with that. I was hoping we just come out of this unscathed on that scene because it's ridiculous and. Yeah.
I didn't even write it in my notes, but I was mad about that, and then everything just fails after that. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, thanks everyone for listening. That's been 2006's Deja Vu. Director Tom Scott, Denzel lead.
Tony
Scott. Thank you.
Could be Tom.
Tom Scott, Tony Scott, Mr. Scott. Yeah, I think a solid B movie.
Solid B movie.
It's a decent action flick. Go check it out. Don't go out of your way. But if you see it pop up, take a watch.
Try to forget everything that we spoiled in the movie because it'll be better if we don't. But let us know what you think.
Appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Shout out to a handful of you that I've heard have just binged all of the episodes so far. Appreciate
all
you.
in one spot.
Appreciate you.
It's got to be rough if we forgot to edit out a bunch of stuff, but we appreciate you.
So thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. And that's been What's in the DVD Box podcast. I'm Jonathan.
I'm David.
Thanks for listening.